Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakorash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. And I wanted to get into a lesson dealing with the another aspect of the image of the beast speaking and living in this time. As we always, draw parallels from the ancient Roman Empire, okay, in particular the Western Roman Empire, all right, known as the pagan Roman Empire, in America, which when you go to Daniel, the 7th chapter, he was given a vision of the different empires that will rule, up into the coming of the kingdom of heaven. And the fourth beast of those rulerships was the Roman Empire. But as you read Daniel, the 7th chapter, it talks about there will be a horn that came out of that fourth beast, meaning a revival of it. You see, and that's what we are partaking in preparation for the only begotten Son of the Most High to be sent, because this is the final rulership according to the vision given to our forefather Daniel. Okay, and America fulfills that prophecy. This is Babylon the Great. This is the modern Roman Empire, and it brings about the energy or the spirit of ancient Rome. Okay, and it all goes back to the Renaissance, because after the Western Roman Empire fell for a period of 1,000 years, you had what is known as the Dark Ages or the Byzantine Empire. And after that 1,000-year period, Satan, okay, was loosed out of his prison. All right, the children of Satan, the Edomites, ultimately were rebirthed into the earth, and they brought about the Renaissance period, which when you go into the Renaissance period, all it did was bring back those ancient philosophies and mindset of the ancient Roman Empire that fell. So all the way up to where we are now, starting from the Renaissance till now, these devils have rebuilt Rome into the earth. As you can see here, is America the new Rome, the parallels between America and Rome. As you can see, this seal in ancient Rome. Okay, we see the very same, thing here in America. The reef, you see that with the EU, I believe, the eagle. Okay, all of these Edomite, powers have bore the eagle. Okay, and then you see here America, all right, with the wording e pluribus unum, which is Latin. Okay, it's Latin for out of many one, out of many one. And that was ultimately the 13 colonies, that, revolted from under the British in the Revolutionary Wars and all of that. And they became one. And that was the beginning of the United States of America, you see. And their mindset is out of many one in the form of the NWO. That whole mindset. And that goes back to Nimrod, which all of these different ancient, philosophies and ways, were adopted by the Greeks and the Romans. This is why Babylon the Great is called the mother of all harlots. Now, what I'm going to do is go here real quick. And we're not going to read this whole article. I mean, we always go into the parallels in this sense, but in this particular video, what we're going to show you is, as the beloved brother Yashalam, he sent some information dealing with the fact that, Rome had a group, all right, that was synonymous with what we know today as the FBI. Okay, the Roman Empire, okay, had the same ordeal, and they were called the Frumentarii, okay, Rome's army of spies. Okay, So this is another way, all right, as we see the FBI and then you have the CIA, these various different organizations who, go throughout, even their own kingdoms, stirring up strife, spying, sending spies over to these various different nations to, undermine and uproot their governments, starting false flag wars. Okay? Because this is the devil. That's what they do. So let's get the book of Revelation 13 and 15. It says, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast. He had power to give life. Who's the he? The Edomites, in the form of the revival of Rome. Okay, they had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right, and let's look up this word life and the word image. See what we can get from that. He gave life unto it. Okay, like this is a spiritual Sodom in Egypt. This place gives life also unto Sodom, Egypt. Okay, but in many ways also Rome, especially the government, okay, the Senate, the Olympics, everything we see has brought back this system. And now we're even finding out that the FBI is nothing new. That was something that the Romans did, sending a particular spy force out. So the word for life,
Strong's G 4151, pneuma.
let's see, the spirit basically. The spirit, i.e., the vital principle by which the body is animated. Life, okay? He gave life to the image of the beast. Okay, he brought back, all right, the via the Renaissance, he brought back Rome all the way to where he is now. He gave life to the image, the icon. All right, we have the word icon. All right, and the majority of the words that we have today, okay, are rooted in Latin, which Latin was the language of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay, also Greek. This is the Greco-Roman Empire born back into the earth. Icon, an image, figure, likeness. So we're seeing a likeness of the spirit of ancient Rome via the various things we see being instituted into the earth. Okay? One in whom the likeness of anyone is seen. So you can see, traits of you and your son, right? Well, we see traits of Rome in this city. Okay? So he had power to give life to the image of the beast. The beast is ancient Rome. Okay? How do we know that? Revelation 13 and 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, his technology, his science, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by a sword and did live. That's ancient Rome. Ancient Rome had a wound by a sword. And Jake ruled for a period of 1,000 years. That's the Dark Ages, leading to the rebirth, the Renaissance. The Renaissance literally means rebirth. So he had power to give life to the image of that beast who had a wound by a sword and did live, Rome. That the image of the beast, the icon of the beast, the resemblance of the beast should both speak. Let's look up the word speak. Speak is
Strong's G 2980, laleo.
okay, to utter a voice or emit a sound. The policies, the philosophies, okay, the idols, it's speaking into existence ancient Rome. Okay, and it's even on your dollar bill. Why do they have Latin on the dollar bill? You ever ask yourself that? So he gave power to the life of the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and live, and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And this word killed can mean separated as well. So John saw everything we're going through. He saw this modern Rome, try to establish themselves above the Most High and try to issue forth, their charagma. So we're going to get into this secret police in ancient Rome, the Frumentarii. Who were they and what was their role? It says the Frumentarii was a special military elite in Rome, okay, and they serve as the emperor's secret police. Don't we have that today here in Babylon the Great? All right. At the turn of the 2nd and 3rd century, they watched the actions of senators, high-ranking military men, and Christians, the followers of Yahushua. They were watching. They even sent particular men they set up, all right, to go amongst these churches and disrupt things, man. And you best believe the beast is waging war on the Israelites. The true followers of Yahushua, they're waging a war on us. Everything you see happening is happening because they're getting ready to accuse us. That crazy dude, Vocab Malone, here it is. If you had any sense, you would know not to interview that guy. But because they're getting ready to make an accusation and accuse, okay, he interviews this dude who calls himself King David, man. And the dude is absolutely out of his mind. Clearly, he shouldn't be free. He should be locked away somewhere. But they're going to use a nigga like that to say, well, he learned from y'all, because he's going to do something crazy. And again, I know crack, like what's Judge Mathis? I know crack when I see it. You see? And you think these things are just popping up, but this is your enemy. Your enemy is setting up a lot of mischief. And that's what he's always done via these secret militaries, okay? These secret police forces that he sends out into the world, okay, to spy on people, okay, to undermine governments, okay? It says, let's see here. They dealt with tax collecting and were responsible for controlling and regulating grain deliveries to the capital, which grain was a form of currency too, things of the earth. Okay. Salt was once money. In ancient Rome, salt was money at times. However, their role evolved during Hardigan's reign in 117 to 138 CE. They expanded and focused on internal stabilization. Their tasks also involved the arrest of suspected individuals. Okay? The Frumentarii was Emperor Hadrian's special unit of the the Praetorians to control the political situation in Rome during the emperor's absence. His secret police unit had to protect the emperor from possible conspiracies and investigate significant individuals and their lives. And we know the FBI watches people online. Okay? Again, let's get this in the book of Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It says, the thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been done already of old, which was before us. Okay, even celebrating and boasting in Nikes, that goes back to the Greek goddess of victory. That was a big time god, all right, in the ancient Greco-Roman Empire. Well, it's back here today. Okay, It's just that they've put a nigga who happens to jump from the free throw line associated with it, and using Jake and these different athletes, okay, who play in these Olympic sports. It's all wrong. Okay, and the FBI. Now this is the birth of the Federal Bureau Investigation, the FBI. Okay, which you can read up on it, but we know, all right, that J. Edgar Hoover was a part of its foundation, and a bunch of other devils, who Theodore Roosevelt, and a bunch of devils who we know meant our people no good. You see, but they not only do they, use it as a means to destroy Jake, they go throughout the earth using these particular agents, these economic hitmen, to overthrow governments. See? And they do it in the name of keeping things safe. All right. It says, what kind of crimes does the FBI investigate? The FBI has divided its investigation into a number of programs, such as the domestic and internal terrorism, foreign counterintelligence, cybercrime. Okay. So they got people watching our every stroke. We're definitely being watched by these people. And they may have even particular of their agents amongst us. You got the CIA as well. Okay? Public corruption, civil rights, organized crime, drugs. Okay? White collar crime, violent crimes, and major offenders and applicant matters. So there you go. And let's see here. See if we can just type in FBI. Yeah, the FBI is the Domestics Intelligence and Security Service of the United States, operating under the jurisdiction of the United States. So they gather intelligence on people. Okay, they set up skirmishes and false flags. They're able to, to keep a perpetuation of drugs and death, being entered in communities and guns and all of these various different things. They're at the forefront of a lot of this foolishness going on. Okay? And their mission is to protect the people, but they use it as a means to do evil. Okay? Protect the United States from terrorist attacks. Boom. Corruption. And all of these things it's nothing but crime. It's nothing but evil. It's nothing but corruption. So what job are they doing? They're helping to forward it. This evil is not being stopped here with this particular system of justice. True evil is not stopped. You see? But we can clearly see, okay, that this group in ancient Rome, okay, let's look it up here. Okay, it says the Frumentarii were an ancient Roman military organization used as an intelligence agency. So what is an intelligence agency? An intelligence agency is a government agency responsible for collections and analysis and the exploitation of information in support of law enforcement, national security, military, public safety, and foreign objectives. Okay, so the FBI is the modern day form of this. Okay, we can clearly see it. Okay, the FBI is a modern intelligence agency. Okay, so they began their history as a courier service and developed into an imperial spying agency. Okay, so they're able to create propaganda and use it as a means to spy on you. Their organization would also carry out assassinations, and we know A lot about that. Okay. Look at Kennedy. The Frumentarii were the headquarters of the Canstra. Let's see here. The Castra Peregrina was a castrum in Rome situated on Caelian Hill. It was occupied by various military units during the later part of the Roman Empire. So they were headquartered here, okay? Which were they headquartered today? The FBI is headquartered in Washington, D.C. Let's look that up. See, let's just type in FBI, Washington, D.C. Boom. FBI headquarters is in Washington, D.C., okay, which is the military, okay, might of Babylon, okay? So, boom, we see the same thing, okay, here in Babylon the Great. We have to look up Caelian Hill in Rome. Let's just look that up real quick. One of the 7 hills of Rome. Caelian Hill is one of the famous 7 hills of Rome. Okay, and it's very interesting. Rome has 7 hills. And this beast system has 7 heads. Now, the 7 heads and the 7 hills have nothing to do with each other in a breakdown sense, but that is interesting that there's 7 hills of Rome. You see? So, boom. This is where the ancient FBI was set up, and the ancient FBI here is set up, you know, in this time amongst Washington, D.C. So it's a division of the military as well. Okay? Let's go back. It says they were disbanded under the reign of Diocletian due to their poor reputation amongst the populace. And don't they not have a poor reputation in this time? Okay, let's just type in FBI corruption. Let's go to YouTube. Let's see here. Let's go to YouTube and just type in FBI corruption. FBI corruption, even on YouTube. There's a lot of corruption in the FBI. See? So they had a bad reputation in ancient Rome. Okay, and they have a bad reputation in this time. The secret, shady history of the FBI. And this is on YouTube. So these people are wicked. Okay? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and 18. Their horses are swifter than the leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves, and their horsemen shall spread themselves. Okay, and a part of those, their military are like economic hitmen who go and overthrow governments. Okay, their military and the way that they assault and their sword is more than just the actual physical weapon. Okay, the way that they rule and their mindset, they're very, very cunning and crafty. Okay, now this is speaking of the ancient Babylonians. All right, but we're in Babylon the Great in these times. Okay, and their horsemen shall come from far, and they shall fly as the eagle that hasted to eat. They shall come all for violence, and their faces shall sup up as the east wind. They shall gather the captivity as sand. And this is what the Babylonians were doing under Nebuchadnezzar, the Chaldeans. And this is what Esau has been able to do today. And they shall scoff at kings, and princes shall be a scorn unto them, and they shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it, meaning they roll on you. and they scoff at kings. Okay, at that time, Nebuchadnezzar, pretty much was setting up kings over the throne of David. And this is what they do. They go to these various different nations, they plunder, and then they control the people through their rule, all right? But they use one of their own as the face or as a ruler or as a king, but they're the ones who set that king up. And he's doing he's doing for the benefit of the king, not for his people. And this is what the FBI and the CIA and as we're seeing in ancient Rome, okay, this group, this is what they did. This is what they do. Okay, deriding strongholds. Okay, the family unit, they sent agents to push, all right, ideologies that would destroy family. Okay, there's secret, all right, police force. There's secret, you know, there's secret off branch of a military. Okay, so even these people, as we were reading, let's go back here. Thought I had the FBI up. Oh, okay, hold on, it's right here. Yeah, so they were disbanded. Okay, the Frumentarii because of their poor reputation, and they have a poor reputation today. Okay, it has been a long-standing policy of the Roman legions and armies of occupation to utilize informers and spies, but never in an organized fashion. So they have organized spies, informants, going amongst nations, going amongst groups. Okay, that's what they did back then, and that's what they're doing now. This was especially true in the city of Rome, which was rife with whispers and endless conspiracies. Don't you have whispers and endless conspiracies here in Babylon the Great? Everything's a conspiracy. Okay? So it says here, Salakia, it says, the Frumentarii was possibly established by Domitian, although they only appear in records shortly after his reign. In the early 2nd century, when established, their base was located at Castra Peregrina on the Callian Hill, though Trajan would later centralize their location in Rome. During their early history, they were tasked with supplying grain to the military, delivering messages between provinces and the empire, and collecting tax money. Okay, and I believe the FBI has a part in taxes. Let's see that real quick. I believe so, in a sense. Or they deal with tax fraud. Yeah, they deal with tax fraud. See that? Boom. So we see the same thing here in this time. That's pretty much, the image of the beast is definitely speaking and living, all right, in our time. Okay, I mean, and you can look, more of this up on your own. But we know that this is definitely Rome all over again. Okay, we know that the fourth beast, okay, would be revived in the latter days. Okay, the ancient Roman Empire will be reborn into the earth before the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So we're close. We're very, very close. So hopefully I'll edify it on to the next. Shalom.